Our next speaker, Jack Kantola, actually joined Toastmasters for the first time in 1970 in Forest City, Iowa. Jack has belonged to 5 different clubs in 5 districts, including England. He started the Tri-City Achievers Club in Orange County in 1981 and has mentored several new clubs. He served as area governor in Founders District in 1983 and 84. Fulfilling Assignment 1 in Pathways Level 2, Understanding Your Communication Style, the title of Jack's speech is Experience the Power of Toastmasters. Speaking for 5 to 7 minutes this morning on the power of Toastmasters, please help me welcome my mentor, Mr. Jack Kantola.
Have you ever heard the honking of 5 geese overhead and not looked up? Have you ever looked up and wondered why they're flying in a V formation? Madam Toastmaster, most welcome guest and fellow Toastmasters. I had that question way back when I was a teenager in northern Minnesota. I was fishing on the banks of the Prairie River with my dad, and a flight of geese was heading north to their summer home in Canada. And I asked my dad, why do they fly in a V formation? And that began a lesson for me that I'll never forget. He said they fly in a V formation because they go 35 to 40% farther flying in a V formation than they can flying independently. A flight of geese is a true example of synergy, where the sum of the parts is greater than the whole, or the sum of the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. I find that true in Toastmasters as well. If you think about it, the Toastmasters Club, if you took even this club or most any club, is made up of 3 categories of people. You've got the seasoned Toastmasters, Tom Jameson and Jim Scribner, and I guess I fall into that category as well. We've been around way too long. Then you've got the people that are in the middle, the people that are providing the current leadership for the club. And you've got the new members who bring in enthusiasm and excitement and energy and their desire to learn and grow and become better. By working together, we create a synergy that lets us grow much faster and go much further than we can if we were trying to grow individually. Think about it for a minute. If you sat at home and said your speeches in front of a mirror, well, that mirror's going to tell you something, but it's not going to tell you nearly what you learned by participating in a Toastmasters Club. Because of that feedback that we get, that synergy that we create by working as a team, we're going to grow much faster and go much farther than we would if we tried to do it independently. I thought that was the end of the lesson, but it wasn't. The second thing my dad said was, that flight of geese has a destination in mind. They have a goal. They know which lake they're going to go to in Canada. It's probably one that they stayed at the summer before, and the summer before, and the summer before. They know where they're going. As Toastmasters, we should have a goal as well. When I joined, the goal was to finish the 15-speech basic manual. Then it was to become a ATM, and then it was to become a DTM. Now we've got the Pathways program, and our goal now is to achieve the different levels of pathways. But having that goal will help us to find direction in our lives. And the second thing about finding that goal is that we also need to know where we are. That's one of the values of having the video of the speeches that you do, because you can look at your icebreaker and say, whoa. I was good! And then use that as the basis, as the foundation for where you're going to go, because if you're going to climb the ladder of communication success, you need to do it one step at a time. And so having that goal will help you be there. Stephen Covey talks about it, begin with the end in mind. Know what finish looks like before you begin. The third thing my dad told me about that flight of geese is they are committed. When they make up their mind that they're going to head to that lake in Canada, they don't quit until they reach there. You don't see them saying, heck, this is far enough, and stopping at a farm pond in Kansas and spending the summer. And so commitment is important as well, because there are people that say that if you're gonna achieve success, the biggest thing that you can do is just pursue it, just commit to it. And as Toastmasters, we have to commit to it. It's too easy in life to say, oh, well, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna try to take the easy way around. But we're hurting ourselves. We're diminishing our ability to grow when we do that. And so having a commitment to pursue those goals that we have is incredibly important. The fourth thing my dad told me about that flight of geese is that they take turns at the leadership position. That goose at the front of that flight of geese has the hardest job. He needs to know where he's going, and then he needs to be able to lead those other people to it. Well, in Toastmasters Club, we also have the same situation. Every 6 months, we elect new officers. Every meeting, we have a different Toastmasters meeting. So Marlo Morgan, who wrote Newton Message Down Under, talked about the Aborigines. And they said, it's okay to follow for a time, but at some point in time, you have to lead. And so being Toastmasters, you have that opportunity to find out how your leadership skills are and to assume that leadership position. The fifth thing my dad said about that flight of geese is that if one goose tires or becomes injured or ill, has to fall out of the flight, another goose flies out of the flight and stays with it. That's so true with our mentor program in Toastmasters and our support of each other. I can remember having a bad time doing a speech or failing at table topics, and then having a fellow member call me afterwards and say, it's okay, Jack, you can do it, you'll be better next time. So it's important to have that mutual support and mutual support that we get through our membership in Toastmasters Club. The final thing my dad told me about the flight of geese was that honking you hear is the geese at the back of the flight honking encouragement to those at the front who are in the leadership and lock positions. Now, we do a lot of honking in Toastmasters. It's called applause. And we provide that support and mutual support to help each other know that we're doing well and we're growing and we're becoming better. The interesting thing about Toastmasters, or about tapping into the power of Toastmasters, it's like a computer. If you have it unplugged, it does you no good at all. And if you're going to experience the power of Toastmasters, you have to plug in. You have to participate. You have to become active, involved in the Toastmasters Club. And my wish today is that all of you who are guests here, are your new members in your club, is that you plug into that power of Toastmasters and become more than who you are and achieve the goals that you are trying to achieve. Madam Toastmaster.
Well done.